on the 6th of April 2023, there was a meeting up at the Phoenix Centre in Townhill of Cockett residents. I planned the meeting with short notice because I wanted to get things out of the way before I go on holiday on the weekend. And there were two reasons for asking people to come along to have a chat. One was about the planning appeal from the Ministry of Justice about the redevelopment of the Trehafod site into a residential women's centre. And the second area of discussion was about the local development plan as it relates to the Cefn Coed site, the future of the Cefn Coed hospital site. Thanks to all these people, we had over 20 people turning up today. We had a great conversation, lots of questions, lots of enthusiasm, lots of ideas, but critically lots of high emotion. People are genuinely worried about the impact of this proposal from the Ministry of Justice on their community. And there's a real fear that this proposal would introduce antisocial and criminal behaviour into a very settled and safe community. So thanks to everybody. It was fantastic to hear people's memories going back into the mists of time. One resident has lived in this part of the Cockett ward for 61 years. Fantastic memories. Memories where we had a lot of outdoor activity, a lot of nature activity, a lot of sports, a lot of playing fields. And we want to bring that back, really. We want to revive that aspect of life in Cockett. So these were the aims that we looked at. Focus on the appeal. We look at that a bit more in a minute. And then we have a focus on the local development plan. This is a massive plan for the entire city and county of Swansea area. We looked just at the Cefn Coed site. So there was a plan for 400 houses to be built on this site. And that plan is no longer in place. The Health Board doesn't want to do that anymore. The Health Board are going to develop health services on the existing footprint. So where the hospital buildings are now, they are going to be redeveloped. So if that's the case, and it needs to be confirmed by the Health Board, then can we redesignate this important area from a strategic development area to a site of importance for nature conservation, which is in keeping with this rural community? And then will we be able to work with Health Board colleagues to do something fantastic for the future of Cockett? So all that matters when we look at the appeal from the Ministry of Justice is the formal reasons for rejecting the application, and there were two. The council committee, the planning committee, the council has said that the plan will be rejected because there will be a detrimental impact upon existing residential and visual amenities, high pole security lighting and super security fencing with a big super security gate. And the second reason for rejecting was the potential to introduce the fear of crime and antisocial behaviour into the residential area, which is considered to have a detrimental impact on community safety and cohesive communities' well-being goal. The Welsh ministers created the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act in part to create safe and settled, welcoming communities. We've already got one in Cockett. This proposal might destroy what we've already got. That is the fear in the minds of people living in the immediate vicinity of this proposed area. So statistically speaking, we are talking about a part of the ward which is known as Cockett 4. We can see in the map there, we're talking about the area from Wenarloedd Road, like the Cockett Inn and Trehafod, all the way down Cockett Road to St Peter's Terrace, etc. In the red box, we are talking about people who live in the immediate vicinity of Trehafod. So 1,800 people living in the entire Cockett 4 area, 808 households. People most affected by this proposal live within that red box. They are the priority, I think, to engage as we go forward. These are the details of the appeal process. If you go onto Swansea Council's planning website and go into the application search box and type in 2022/1230/FUL, it will take you to hundreds and hundreds of pages of planning documents, objections from local people about this plan. The PEW reference, this relates to the planning appeal. So anything that we send to that blue email, pew.casework@gov.wales, by the 26th of April deadline, will go straight to the planning inspector. We have to put in the reference number, CAS, etc. when we express our views to the inspector. Now, very importantly, officers have advised me, planning officers have explained that the inspector will have access to everything that's gone before. 200 and whatever it was objections, the recordings of the planning committee, the papers relating to that, everything will be given to the planning inspector. So we need to add value to reinforce key points, key reasons why the application needs to be rejected based on those 2 reasons for rejection that I mentioned a minute ago. So we discussed much more about this. This is just a summary. And then we moved on to the Swansea Local Development Plan. So there was one up to from 2010 to 2025, a huge document covering all aspects, every area of Swansea. We just focused on area SDF. This is the Cefn Coed site. So this is a colour-coded version in the LDP, colour-coded version of the Cefn Coed site. And we can see that we've got the green areas of green space. We've got buff areas which are low, medium density residential as planned for previously. We've got the yellow area which is the existing healthcare uses which is going to be retained. That's the existing hospital footprint that's going to be kept for health services and developed by the local health board. Then we have the orange higher density residential. And then we have the red unlisted buildings of local interest. So what the proposal is, we feel that the community today was very strong on this, is that we should more or less turn that map green. All of this map should become a sink area, not a development area, apart from those areas that the health board wants to develop for health services. That, I think, would be in keeping with the wider community. It would be in keeping with the adjoining sink area, which runs down to Wynarloedd and all the way down to Gowerton. Responses need to be made online to the LDP consultation by the 20th of April. This is the Replacement Local Development Plan website. Again, just you can go do a Google search for this. It'll take you straight there. This is the comment that I've offered on that site. Now that the Health Board has changed its plans for this important site, can the LDP plan be changed so that the area can be designated as part of the adjacent nature conservation area and not as a development site? The area could support community projects linked to the enjoyment of the outdoors, allotments, physical and, given past and future use of this important health facility, mental well-being. This is in keeping with the ethos of the Health Board, and I would be delighted to help the Health Board and community discussions about the options. And that was warmly welcomed, as I say. So please go onto the LTP site, HTTPS, that's how we get onto the consultation site. Put in your details, register, and then you can offer a comment on the plan referring to SDF Cefn Coed hospital site. And we'd want as many residents as possible who think that's a good idea to respond in this way. Ask to change the site designation from an SDA to an SINC. SDA to SINC. I can't see anyone looking at this map could disagree that we are looking at a rural community, or at the very least a semi-rural community. So the top of the map there, that's all a site for nature, and the hospital site there is largely development at the moment. So let's change that, as I say. The area there with the red circle around it is the area in the immediate vicinity of the Trehavod proposal. The people most affected by this are the people where the H is on the map there, and the surrounding community, surrounding streets. So for us, let's keep our fingers crossed that the appeal is rejected, and let's hope that Cefn Coed becomes a sink area and the Health Board works with the community on new ideas for health and well-being for future generations as well as current generations to enjoy. So that's me on the left. I'm Mike, and with my colleagues Oliver and Elliot, we are the 3 Cockett Ward councillors. We always step together. We all work full time, so it's quite hard to create time to do something sometimes, but one of us turns up, we're all supportive of the agreed actions that we need to follow up on. So we are on hand. Our contact details are there as we go forward. We look forward to working with you to answer any questions, any queries that you have, and hopefully let's get a good result.